Hey, what's up? It's Chris Friendly. I got nothing to do, so I figured I'd just make a quick video. Um, Record Store Day is coming up, and I know Record Store Day is not what it used to be. You know what I mean? A lot of the bigger artists are jumping on, and you end up with a lot of people showing up there at the record store just to buy whatever, like Taylor Swift or fucking Kanye color repress, and it kind of clogs up all the the record printing plants and everything, and it ends up being a real pain in the ass for a lot of the independent record stores that it was supposed to help. But I just wanted to mention it just to let any record collectors know. The Dwarves are coming out with something. I'm a huge Dwarves fan. I just got into them the last 5-6 years, so I missed out a lot of time. I could have been enjoying them. But yeah, they have, what's it called? I think rainbows and lollipops or something. I'm not sure exactly what they said it's live recordings of stuff that was never heard before. So I don't know if it's new songs that was never released or just newer recordings. And it's going to come with a big booklet and everything. I think the disc is going to be a picture disc with the album artwork is going to be pictures from the Blood, Guts, and Pussy photo shoot. You know, the Dwarves are always real famous for their album covers and stuff. But I wanted to show up a couple things. Now, they just released the concept album. I'm not going to show that one. But then they released the Keep It Real, which was the cover. But I was fortunate enough to grab the I guess that's the Magical Mystery Tour. I guess it's the Beatles or whatever, parody cover. It came with a little booklet with some shit in it. It's a special edition, numbered 109 to 200, which is real cool because the Dwarves are kind of a bigger band. So to get something numbered like that from them, hand numbered, is cool. And a couple years ago, Punk News did a show at Phil Mocha or Phil Monica, I don't know, Phil Mocha or whatever, in Philadelphia. And the Dwarves re-released all their albums with parody album covers. Now, I didn't have a lot of money at the show, so I just bought the couple of Dwarves albums that I didn't already have. But there was a Velvet Underground parody, The Germs, I think David Bowie, Pink Floyd, Misfits. The Misfits and the Ramones ones were real fucking cool. But like I said, I got the two albums that I didn't have already, which was Sugar Fix, which came with the Dr. Dre Chronic thing. Even if you're not a big rap or hip hop fan, the Chronic was a real cultural, important album. It was a real milestone for hip hop and rap music. It was the introduction of fucking Snoop Dogg and stuff. At that time it was 93, and it was crazy because Dr. Dre had this album that was known for fucking being produced clean and better than any hip hop album. And then across on the East Coast you had Wu-Tang, who had that real fucking gritty 36 Chambers, which is I think one of the fucking great albums of any genre. So, they really kind of defined the East and West Coast, but then later on, you had the fucking B.I.G. Tupac shit, the East Coast, West Coast war, when I really think, that Dr. Dre Chronic versus Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, I think those two things more defined the East Coast, West Coast, and you didn't have all the fucking drama and people getting killed. It came with a sticker, numbered 6 of 15. I don't think you can't really see it because it's just a clear bag with some sugar in it, but it's a little drug baggie with sugar in it because the album's called Sugar Fix. And came with a button. I tried to keep the buttons together for as long as I could, but eventually I took one of them out because I was nah, fuck that, dude. I'm putting that on my leather. The other one that I got was a Hank Williams parody. This is an old parody of old Hank Williams, Greatest Hits album. Hank Williams is kind of like Johnny Cash. in that there's like a fucking million like different greatest hits albums. So like I'm a fan of, like, I love Hank Williams, I love Johnny Cash. So like you really like you find them albums in like fucking like Salvation Armies and shit, and like some of them will have different songs on it and stuff. This one is even like, this one came with like a lollipop, because like I said, they all came with like something that fit the theme of like the album. So this one came with a lollipop with the Dwarf sticker on it and stuff. And this one, Legacy Edition, this was only 2 of 4. And it says, I don't know how well you can read it on my my iPhone, but it says, you know, same thing with the other one. It says the show, Phil Mocha and everything. This record was only available on May 26, 2023 AD at Summer Soiree 6 at Phil Mocha, Philadelphia, PA. And then it's got the Greedy record label. So yeah, like I said, these were only available at that show. They were up on the website, on the Dwarves site, but I don't know if there was any, like, they were up there like on the site, but I don't know if they were ever available, because like I said, these were all like, they were all like 15 or less. So I saw a couple dudes there walking out with like every album, and like if I would have known, I heard there was going to be some stuff released, but you know, I'm a working dude, I didn't have a ton of money that week. But like I saw people fucking using their cards and just grabbing every album, and you know, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I wish I could have did that. But really, I wanted to show off some freaking 7-inches today. But I just thought Record Store Day is coming up, and I really wanted to mention the Dwarves. Now I wanted to show off 7-inches, but I wanted to also show, I wanted to talk about Joe Pogo records. Like, there's times like when record labels, especially like the indie labels, these underground labels, where like something will be dormant for a little bit, and then next thing you know, like Charged Records came back after years, like decade or whatever, and they released a bunch of re-releases, a couple things that weren't like, you know, Antidote and stuff, a couple things that weren't ever released on vinyl. Then like they weren't doing anything for a while, and I was talking to them like on social media, and they said they had plans, and then they came back and dropped a bunch of other stuff. Well, Joe Pogo right now just released the Who Killed Spikey Jacket 10-inch and the Moose Knuckle. Now Moose Knuckle, these guys are from Boston. I think the singer, I think it's JP is his name. I'm pretty sure he has something to do, or he runs Fuck You Stay Punk. Check that out on Instagram. It's got some records, other merchandise. These guys played at a little place called the Mill Hill Basement in Trenton, along with Unwanted Noise and Decon. Unwanted Noise is from, I think, Montreal, South Shore. Like, I'm not familiar, but yeah, the South Shore punks, they call themselves, and everything, or South Shore Chaos punks. Yeah, it was Unwanted Noise, Moose Knuckle, and Decon. And Trenton doesn't really have a huge scene. Most of the people that come to shows come from outside the city, and I don't know, the show didn't really get that much, I didn't even hear about it, and it's in my own city. I just happened to walk by the club and saw the flyer, and I was like the only dude hanging out there drinking beer when these guys showed up, and they invited me over, the 3 bands, and you know, just fucking drank beer, talk shit. They were all real cool guys, and Moose Knuckle is just a really fun, like, fucking, just, you know, really fun, charged, high energy street punk band, fucking, and this album is just fucking, I thought it was going to be a good album, fun album, but it really turned out to be a fucking really great album, one of the best releases, recently. Hold on, let me just change my record. So, and I wanted to show, like, at the show, I was talking to him, and I wanted to help him out. So, you know, you always buy merch. So they had this, which is a split between a band called Wrecked. I'm pretty sure those guys are from, like, Nashville or something. they used to be a part of like some fest that was I think down either in Nashville or somewhere in Tennessee. And then they also had this album, this 7-inch that I got, which is split with Revolt, which is a real awesome band. I know a lot of bands use that name, Revolt. These guys are like kind of like political street punk type stuff. I think they're from Utah, Salt Lake City. They also have something coming out on Joe Pogo. Some other stuff like Punk's Attack. I believe these guys are from Minnesota. I wanted to check before I did this video, but like I just fucking, you know. I'm pretty sure these guys are from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I have 2 copies of this, black and color. I kind of just grabbed one just to, you know, trade to a friend or something. I mean, if anybody really wants a copy, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still available on Joe Pogo. But some other like Pogo Punk bands, on Joe Pogo, the fucking Chernobyl Babies. Like, these guys are fucking amazing. I could not find these 7-inches. This is a Punk Rule. And then you have Be Lost We Oi. I couldn't find it. I finally found copies on some fucking distro in like Europe. So I grabbed a couple extra copies. It's again, like, you know, somebody ever wants to trade or something. These are all hand numbered. I got 70 and 63. I don't know how many were printed though of these albums. The Be Lost We Oi was out of 200, 156. Now, another fucking awesome band that I saw live a few years back at the Fire in Philly, The Wheels. These guys have a fucking really amazing, just fun, like pogo, punk, street rock, fucking just fun, high energy band. And this 7-inch was fucking not bullshit. You know what I mean? This wasn't some tracks that were left over. This has got the song Politicians. You know, they don't care about anybody. They just want, you know what I mean? And a cover of Two Little Boys. Now, I don't know who did, like, I don't know if that's an old English song or something, but I really love that song. It brings a tear to my eye because I lost my brother. Me and my brother were like a year apart. We were like, you know, what they call like Irish twins. I know Sponges Bones covered it. Some other people covered it. If you watch Trainspotting and the scene at the pub when Tommy died, Spud kind of sang a couple lines from it. Like I said, if anybody needs Chernobyl Babies, Punk's Attack, give me a message. Another fucking awesome band, Brutal Dildos. Like, I heard about these guys, and this record cost me like $60-$70, and I can only find, this was the only copy I could find. I don't have a ton of money. Any money I have, I freaking earned. And like any money in my pocket, if I buy a record, that's like less money I have for like food. But some things you have to just grab when you can. So this was an album that was kind of expensive for me as far as 7-inches. Like I said, it was like $60-$70. It's got the track Sorry Mom, which the Bad English covered. That's how I found out about these guys. Their full length is also amazing. It's like real poppy, real slow, not very aggressive or anything. But it's still like, it still feels real and like from the street. You know what I mean? It's just as poppy and friendly and happy as like Green Day or something, but there's something more like genuine to it. Oh, and Chernobyl Babies. The 1/7-inch Class of 04 is on this, on the Punk's Rule. That's just a fucking great song. The Bad English cover it sometime. You know, oh, not here to start a war. Not here to blame the government for problems anymore. It's just a real fucking fun song to see. Like, I don't think the Bad English are together much or anymore. I think that was like, I can't think of the singer, his name. Cool guy, I met him at the fire at Philly. He plays bass. You know, he learned how to play bass, and he plays bass for the Wheels. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with the Wheels. They were supposed to do some kind of like 2-day show in Philly, and I think they even announced the lineup and stuff, and it got canceled, and it never ended up happening again. And this is on No Front Teeth Records and Boulevard Trash. Boulevard Trash, I think, is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And No Front Teeth is done by a guy named Marco, who's an awesome guy. I get a lot of records. He helps me out with a lot of stuff from Europe. Again, Punk's Attack split with Bad English. And like I said, Pogo Records just released, I don't have it yet, but they just released X-Rated. I think those guys are from Cali. It's got like a male, female vocals, back and forth vocals. It's real like fun, charged, like street punk. I love that like dual vocals and stuff, any kind of dual vocals, but especially like that male, female. Gives it a real cool contrast. I'm trying to wait till I get the album in my hand to really listen to it, but the couple tracks that I have heard are fucking awesome. Joe Pogo is just, like I said, they just released a lot of really cool shit. Anger Flares from Japan. They were supposed to play Punk Rock Bowling a few years back, I think right before COVID. I think that was, like 2020 or whatever. And I was going to go to that one. I was going to save my money and make the trip to Vegas for that. I think Cockspar was supposed to play. Anybody who doesn't know, Cockspar is playing Punk Rock Bowling this year, and it's supposed to be their last performance. Cockspar doesn't really tour in the U.S. They kind of just play festivals, and they're saying that this is their last appearance at Punk Rock Bowling. But yeah, the Anger Flares from Japan, not a lot of their stuff is available outside of Japan, but like I said, they got a release. Always Not Dead. It's up for pre-order on Joe Pogo. Joe Pogo also has I think it was a Japanese band, Noso. Like I said, X-Rated, the Moose Knuckle, and Who Killed Spiky Jack. It just came out recently. Shitfaced, another like Japan pogo band, punk band. Their 7-inch was released. Another band that's Shitfaced is. Their stuff is kind of hard to get. Their 7 inches and stuff. Speaking of Bad English, they put out a double cassette with Tape or Die, and these were actually sold out. And I talked to I can't think of the name of the singer, but I contacted him on social media and asked him, and he ended up having a copy somewhere. They came with these cool decals that, of course, I am not going to use. They're with my pile of decals, Tape or Die. They kind of have that fucking stencil, A, B, C, D, the red and white fucking cassettes. Couple other cassettes I want to show off. Another Bad English. Punks Forever, Forever Punks. This is a real cool one, Alcohol Fueled. Really like drunk punk from fucking Ottawa. Split with Who Killed Spiky Jacket from Boston. Another Alcohol Fueled, real fucking DIY stuff, you know what I mean? Fucking, looks like a Xerox or whatever cover. And I wanted to show this off. Virus split with Septic Tank. Indonesian split cassette. I had to order this from Indonesia. And a lot of my friends, when I showed that off, were like, wow, man, like, where'd you get that? That's like that's... Oh, there's that lollipop from the Dwarves I was talking about. It must have fell out when I was doing this. But speaking of the virus, I mentioned this in the last one, but I forgot to show off the stickers. Tattooed Punks, check it out. Like, Tattooed Punks is really fucking awesome. It's really part of the culture, like the subculture that, you know, all this, like, you know, tattoos, fucking, of course, like the extreme sports and stuff, skateboarding, surfing was real big. Like, even like Jackass and stuff, that all came from DIY skate tapes. And that all came from, you know, the spirit of like the DIY punk and everything. While I'm at it, I wanted to show off a couple things. This is something by a guy named Jared Gaines. He's a really cool guy. He does like these tattooed inspired sheets of flash based on like punk albums. That's like the Ramones one, Minor Threat. They got Misfits ones, Social Distortion, No Effects. Jared's a really cool guy. He shows up at the punk rock flea market, you know, every time. Check it out. It's just jaredgaines.com. Really cool, like tattoo, and punk rock stuff. And, some other shit I want to show. Who Killed Spiky Jacket, Sleepy Time Punks, with the paper sleeve over top, 1 out of 200. You know, it's got the regular sleeve, but it's just got, you know, this paper sleeve that, you know, paper sleeve that probably costs 10 cents to make at Xerox place, but you know what I mean? Makes this record a lot fucking cooler. The Defectives, fucking straight like Pogo Punk from Italy. Along with a split they did with Hangover Generation. This is on Pogo 77. It's 19 out of 100, hand numbered. It's got the regular cover. It's got this big paper over you know, around it. I wanted to mention these are like 3 7-inches by a band named Zex from Canada. Now these guys are fucking awesome. Like, just a fucking really cool, fucking awesome street punk band. Amazing songs. 2 guys, 2 females. I know there was like some controversy with one of the members, but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, a lot of fucking people that are great artists made mistakes. I'm not saying it. I don't, like, dude, you know, just don't let it fucking, just like, you know, you shouldn't condone or fucking excuse bad behavior because somebody is a great artist, but you also shouldn't condemn the art because somebody was a bad person. Now the next, next time I want to go through some cassettes and stuff because I got a fucking ton of cassettes. I want to do some 80s Oi video. I want to do some of the Oi that's coming out today. I had a Soap Charge cassette. It's a promo cassette. Those guys were supposed to put an album out, and it never happened. So I don't know what happened, but the members, they played some shows with the guys from Chernobyl Babies as the Soap Babies. I don't know if they're ever gonna do that again, but if they do, check it out because those are 2 really cool bands. Soap Charge put a couple things out on Bandcamp and stuff a couple years ago. There was a cassette, the promo. I had it somewhere here, but I'm not going to fucking keep looking for it. But they're a real cool fucking band. I really like the stuff. I was trying to talk to, I think Kurt from Dismantled was going to put it out on Dismantled Records, and something happened. It just never came out. I don't know if it's dead. I don't know if it's going to come back. But the group name was Soap Charge, a really fucking cool, like, you know, charged, you know, punk band. Good songs and stuff. Like I said, the members do the thing with the members of Chernobyl Babies. If you ever see that, check that out. Please, that's just about it. Like I said, I just grabbed a couple 7-inches, ended up grabbing a couple more things. I only wanted, you know, I expected this to be, you know, quick. But you know, whatever. Like I said, Record Store Day coming up. Like I said, the Dwarves is the big release. The Neurotic Outsiders, which was a band with Steve Jones, Duff and Matt from Guns N' Roses, and John Taylor from Duran Duran. John Taylor from Duran Duran. My parents knew a lot of people, and there was a guy that was in the music, and he said that guy, John Taylor, for being in Duran Duran, he actually was a part of a couple like cool like side projects, and somehow he got involved with Neurotic Outsiders. Back in like the 90s, I think like 96, around that time, they had the single Jerk, which was actually a really cool song. I think there's going to be like another Ramones release for Record Store Day. Just go check it out. Like, go look online and see the releases. To be honest, there's nothing I'm really excited about. Ramones are cool, Neurotic Outsiders are cool. I'm going to show up to get the Dwarves album. But other than that, that's about it. Like, please leave a like. I mean, if you took the time to watch the video or watch part of it, leave a like. Please leave a comment. You know, anything. You know, tell me I'm an asshole, I'm ugly. Not gonna, you know. But if you got any suggestions about any music or anything, I have a ton of music. There's chances I have it already. If I don't have it, I'm always looking for new shit to listen to, and then I can come on here and talk about it. Hopefully, like I said, I think the next video I'm gonna do is about some like 80s, like real skin, oi. Some mainly US and a couple other groups from Europe, Italy, and shit. And we'll see after that. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Stay punk.